Welcome to the most heretical stream on the internet. I give you Wally1169.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and welcome back for Captain of Industry. Jonathan's here. Welcome in, Jonathan, and you would like to secure the tentacle hat, it appears. Because I assume that's who Wally Dorn is. Never met the guys, I don't know. It's Wally Dorn die. Alright, there's that. And so, last time we were here, we finally got our space station upgraded to level 3, which means that we could start sending Electronics 4 into space and earning our research points, our space science points. SB Farmer, welcome in. Or they're on the YouTubes. Let's switch into the game. Started earning our research points and unlocked breeder reactors. Now, I only have half of the research area unlocked or unpaused, and the reason for that is because we're only getting 48, well, that doesn't tell me there, but we're only getting 48 space research points per minute anyways, and that's all this can process when we're doing a research that requires those points, so there's not really any point in unpausing the other half unless we're doing some of the other research. One of the things, though, is that whenever we do any amount of building, then we start chewing through these, whatchamacallit, construction parts. And whenever we do that, we instantly sap our copper and steel pretty dry. These get emptied out pretty swiftly. This one's still recovering. And the copper over here is just barely starting to recover as well. So it's a struggle every time. Fuel is struggling right now too, hydrogen. So we may need to do a few things to get things back to their fighting condition. One of those is probably going to be actually setting up the hydrogen trade station that we were talking about before, where we trade something for something else for hydrogen to supplement this hydrogen we're making here in oil processing. And then also, we may need to trade for ore, specifically iron ore, because we don't really have an easily accessible patch of iron ore after this one. There's still quite a bit here, but the next patch is over here, and we just realized that, and are trying to dig through this mountain as swiftly as reasonable. But they are taking their time on that job. Partially probably because I need to assign more trucks. Since we forgot to do it in the last stream, I did make another excavator and start mining titanium again. We were pretty low on titanium ore at the end of the last stream. No, it's not there. Where does that go? Over here. We basically had none. Actually, that hadn't already been processed into titanium alloys. So now we are making titanium again, now that we are feeding it ore and it is backed up. Otherwise, we're doing pretty good on that front. Let's see, you are bauxite. Right, we don't have any bauxite being mined. That won't do us any good. Okay, so trains are still being weird. I had to reset more than one train in the last off-camera time, the last so much off-camera time, because they just weren't moving. Now it seems that ore is good, copper ore that is good, and iron ore is good. It's just a processing speed thing now, but hopefully we can get that resolved with the expansion of another processing area at some point. I did, however, add a second slag station in here. This was constantly backed up, which could be the problem that we had with copper. But because we were producing so much slag, we could not get the trains through here fast enough. So what I've done is I've split the slag into two stations, one taking just the slag from copper. All of this side here goes into this one station, and then one here taking all of the slag from this side, so glass and silicon. And I think those are relatively equal numbers, assuming everything is processing. We're way over we're way over capable of producing enough glass here at the moment. Even this is fine, but it's so far backed up because slag was actually backed up for a while. But we are capable of producing 36 times 2, which is 72, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 times 24, which is 96. So that's 168 slag on this side. And over here we have 18 times 3, 6, 8, which is 144. So, not bad. Balance-wise, I mean, I couldn't make it much better without being really, really particular. So, I did think about bringing them both into a balancer here, and then elevating this one down into here, and taking one over here and elevating it down into there, just so that the two were even. We could do that. I don't see the point. It should be fine this way. Both of them request in a fair number of trains. Actually, they only request in 3, because the thought is the station itself can definitely fill 2, and then the third one will get filled eventually. So it'll be fine the way that it is. But that way we have more here waiting if we need to have more here waiting. What is going on with sand? You don't have anywhere to output to, and these are all sitting here waiting for what? 2 of them, 2 of them. One of those should start moving. And it's not. Oh, there it goes. Okay. But that one's going into here. Why won't they go into the other one? Oh, wait. There was a train in both, wasn't there? There was a train in both. I just didn't see it sitting there. Okay, that's why. There was no place for them to go to pick up sand because you, my friend, are excavating rock, even though I told you to focus on quartz. And so they're struggling a little bit. I do have them coming over here to clean more quartz out of here. But I'm just kind of skimming the surface here, but it's being belligerent, which I think I can probably rectify. Go ahead and scoop, dump over here. Scoop up that quartz, please, instead. Hopefully. Hopefully. Because we have no sand here, so they're all reliant on this one over here. And this one over here is actually struggling right now because it's in a layer that isn't all that rich in sand anymore. So we're probably going to end up having to do something else here. We're probably going to end up having to dig into this mountain of quartz here also. We do have a little bit smaller processing setup here, but it should be plenty. Because this will still produce 288, 90, it produces 96 sand a minute, which is probably more than we're capable of producing here anyways. And probably more than we're capable of digging of the quartz, 96 quartz per minute. So that should be fine. I mean, there is sand here. It's not a concern, but there's not much left. Not counting what's outside of our digging range here. There's not much left, so we'd have to dig. We'll have to dig down again once or twice more, and then we'll have to dig into the quartz instead. But then there's copper there, so I would also want to make sure that I set up an output station for the copper as well. Which we're also going to have to do over here with the iron to get the last bit of this iron. Nope. Because it's interlaced with the copper here too. But that shouldn't be an issue either. And then there was copper interlaced with something else too, wasn't there? Here, yeah, titanium. So we'll have that also. I did build that copper station here. This one. But we don't need it right now. Okay, so all that said, We need to make some more solar cells. I think we're making them out here. Yeah. And we could put them in a couple of these tighter places. Maybe up in here. I have to stagger those just a bit, though, in order to get them in there nicely. We could also put them in between here. I think I will do this. Let's go like that. The trucks should still be able to deliver here, I hope. And we're not going to be able to get 2 of them in here. We'll just put 1 of them in like that, and that'll be good enough. Let's unpause all those and let the trucks come and build that, hopefully. And let's, so we talked about doing a trading station here to make, to get more iron ore. We'll need to do that, but I don't think we need it right now. Instead, I think we should plan on the other trade that we talked about, which was something to get hydrogen. No. Something to get fuel gas? Yes. Rock to fuel gas, and then turning the fuel gas into hydrogen. We have an abundance of rock, and we could always mine more out in the ocean world, so we could easily do that. 1,500 rock to 450 fuel gas. Not much, is it? Actually, I think it was dirt. Yes, it was. It was grinding the rock into dirt. Grinding the rock to gravel to dirt. Wait a minute. Oh, we gotta mix it with compost to get there. Do we trade for compost, or do we just need to make it? Not sure. Oh, because those are composite cores. So we'd have to bring something over here to compost. But I think that's still more worth it because we do have an abundance of... I thought there was another trade for this, though. We do have an abundance of both of our compostable materials. Although, at the moment, why is mud... Because it's full. Because we're not making fertilizer right now, apparently. Okay. No, we have a stuck train. Doggone it. What about you? No, you're not stuck. That means these ones are probably kind of being starved out a bit. Yeah, we have no poppies. We never have soy. Those 2 are okay. And our sugar is jacked. As is our... But that was poppies. Canola is the one that's here, starved out. This is actually going to need some fertilizer. This is the one that we were talking about. Let's go to 120 for a while. I have to remember to come back over here and turn it down later. So that'll happen. That'll totally happen. Yeah. Unfortunate, but we'll start using these things again, and that'll be much better. Otherwise, the rocket base is doing fine. All the items are in insufficient supply here. They're all maxed out. Hydrogen, as I said, is struggling a bit. We're going to have a problem with chicken here pretty soon. So I think we need to actually focus on this. So, compostables, I'm only going to bring over biomass for that, because if we do more... then it'll just be more complicated because, let's see, here, because biomass is much better than, because otherwise we're going to get, well, we get a bunch of fuel gas, I guess, from the sludge, which wouldn't be bad, but we don't get as much compost. So I think we should just do, should just do the biomass here. This makes 16 in a mixer, so let's see, we need to make dirt. Dirt is made in, let's see, Dirt is made in a what? In a mixer. Mixer 2. Mixer 1 or mixer 2. We need 48 compost to make 96 dirt. So let's do mixer 2. Mixer, hardly newer. And we'll set a dirt recipe here. Means I need 48 compost. From this means I need 3 of these. And those just take in the biomass. And then we need gravel in here. We're going to need 48 gravel. That's a crusher. We don't need large. Small, we can use 2 small ones. Even do this gravel. Like that, more or less. Bring the rock in, bring the biomass in. Some fuel probably, although we're going to be making fuel here, or trading for fuel here, so I guess we don't really need fuel here. This will output 96 dirt per minute. Looking back at that trade contract for dirt to fuel gas, 500 dirt yields 1200 fuel gas. Whatever the trade capacity, whatever we can make. So this would go about every little over 5 minutes. It would run. Guess yeah, a little over 5. So 1200 fuel gas every 5 minutes is what we want to try to deal with, and then or a little bit more. Let's look at the balance of that. I think you can bring in 750 each. You're at 750 also. Oh wait, that was the numbers for a 4-module trade. $37.50 divided by 750 should be no more than 5, right? Yeah, 5. So it's 3 modules of this to 5 modules of that. I think we'll do the 6th thing again, which means that it'll still be 750, but this will be 4 to 2, 2 to 4. And then we'll need to have just 2 stations here. The only other piece we need is to turn the fuel gas into hydrogen. Ooh, it's got a new recipe here. And carbon dioxide. So we need to output the carbon dioxide as well. So, and then we'll need to make steam here, which we can use the hydrogen to make steam. We'll get the water out of the ocean. We need to be able to turn well, should we do a 4 or should we do a 6 here? That's actually a good question. If I run this, it'll be 12 and a half. We'll call it 13 minutes per cycle on the on this one. That's a 2.4x. This is also 2.4x, and the 8 is 2.4 basically as well. Let's just do 6 then. So this will run every 13 minutes then instead. We need to process then 3,000 fuel gas every 13 minutes. Well, 1250 divided by 96. Yeah, just more than 13. So 3,000 every 13 minutes is 230 a minute. This will process 24. We need 10 of these here then. Processing this fuel gas into hydrogen. That means we're going to have a crap ton of hydrogen. Do we really need that much hydrogen? We're going to need a crap ton of Batman. Also, a crap ton of Batman. Welcome in. crap ton of carbon dioxide. If we have 10 of these, that'll still be plenty of steam for that, so we're fine on that front with one steam maker. I did see your new name. I saw it on Wednesday when you were here in Jeff's chat, if not on my own. Alright, so we need 10 of these. Let's go duplicate our design from oil processing. Because why reinvent the wheel? Also, I gotta find the wheel. Here it is. This is 2, 4, 6, 8 on one side of this. So we could just copy that and, you have no recollection? We could just copy that, or we could do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then be able to expand it more. That's probably the better option. So yeah, let's do that option. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to take more than I need here, and then we can trim the rest of it out. Take all of this. Like so. We'll put it over here and we'll do some editing. I'm thinking it'll go this way. Because what I'd like to do is I gotta take this out, that out, that out, this out. This and that out. This can come out as well. That's the hydrogen pipe. That's something else. This is something else. This is something else. These ones here can go. That's where the that's where this comes in. So this would come in from the boat instead. In that case, maybe I take it like this and flip it. Comes in from the boat. Why did I do it like that? Take that out. Take this out. Take that out. Let's straighten this out a bit. I did this for some unknown reason, but I'm sure it was a good one. I just don't know what it was. We don't need it now, whichever it is. We don't need it now. Like that. Steam is these 4 pipes here, although we don't need that much. Although. Is this Civ or is this SimCity? This is Captain of Industry. It's not like Civ and not like SimCity either. It's a factory game with a little bit of colony management. So a bit of Factorio meets a little bit of Anno. A lot of Factorio meets a little bit of Anno. Yeah, Factorio. Each one of these sort of module thingies that I have here are in a standalone factory, being fed in almost exclusively by trains at this point. There's also truck logistics and belt logistics. The objective was to focus on trains because trains are what was added in the previous update. There's a new update coming next week or 2 weeks now, a week and a bit now. But various logistic options and yeah, a lot of stuff. We grow food, and then we can process that food. We mine materials out of the ground that are kind of just here in mountains and in little valleys. There's all kinds of different materials to mine and process them all. Eventually you go to space, which is what these rockets here do. And you can maintain a space station that will help you with research. And then later, we can also find asteroids that are rich in minerals and crash land them into our island and use them much in the same way that we use the mining of various resources we have. Looks like I need to deal with this too, by the way. you, and you, and you. And we're going to need to lift that floor up, or that level up pretty soon too. Lots to do, less time to do it in. All right, I'm going to leave this module the size that it is. I'm not going to build it all, but I'm going to leave it the way that it is. I want to take a look at the hydrogen pipe, which is this one here, and flip it. Excuse me. Like that. And then this is the carbon dioxide pipe coming out. The input pipes of fuel gas here and here. And then the steam pipes here, 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 and here. So yeah, that'll take care of that. So we need to have 2 inputs and 2 outputs, I think. Amazing, like A9. What's A9? Let's see. We need to have one of these. Ooh, I missed. Try that again. Falcon 9. Oh, the rockets. Okay, I got you now. Sorry. Yeah. So we're going to do one of these for biomass. And then, again, one of them for rock. And then we'll have the output stations, 2 liquid output stations. Liquid output stations. Well, I could just take a couple of these, I guess. Let's see, you here. This. I don't reinvent the wheel on building stations every time because that just seems like futile work. Why? Oh, that's why. Right, that should take care of that. One of these will be biomass. This will be hydrogen trade. Biomass. This will be rock. All right. Oh, and I need to copy that. That would be smart. Okay. And then this is hydrogen trade. Let's do carbon dioxide first. Then we'll do hydrogen next. And I forgot to copy that again. Hydrogen. All right. So let's align these a little bit like this maybe. With one hand. Is this game easy to play with one hand? No. Like most games, you're going to need to have, unfortunately, you're going to need to have one hand for keyboard controls, for moving the map around and things, and the other one for the mouse. Unfortunately. Do this. I need 48 of this, so let's do a slow belt. And then here. 48 of this as well. And then for that, I need to have 72 of this. Bring this in closer somehow, I think. Did I really just do that? I did. Doggone it. Copy the wrong station. Be careful now. This should be all modules empty. Iron ducts. Take that stupid hat off and you're lurking. Alrighty. Appreciate that. Oh, there goes the chicken farms. Freaking out. Doggone it. And I gotta lift that up too. Shoot. I was hoping we could fix this problem already, but it appears we're not going to be able to. Yeah, we're nearly out of hydrogen. Alright, I gotta keep this game paused then. Crap. How the heck did this happen? What the heck are we burning hydrogen that much for? Alright, we'll get this all connected up as quickly as we can then. So I need to have a lift here. And this was just 48, so we can do a slow belt here. Oops, that's not the right lift. Well, it's the right lift, just not the right height. There we go. That'll do. And then we need to have a boat down here. Let's see. I need to have a stretch of straight track. I guess I should probably move that over even more. That they are more centered in this section. Are you just being... Okay. Oh boy. This is not going to go well. Why am I using so much hydrogen? Probably trying to catch up on this, because these actually use a fair amount of hydrogen. No, it's the rockets. Of course it is. Okay, let's do a boat. And we want a 6. And where do we want to put this? Oh, that's what I was doing. I need to adjust this. Delete these here. And then, actually, I should have copied those first to there. Okay. Let's see, I need a parking lot. Oh, pause again. We probably are going to need to have this parking lot be a bit capable of more later. To go here, yeah, it should be fine. Nope. Try that one more time, Wally. There. And then this can go in here. And you can connect to there. And then these guys all need to have inlet thingies like this. One too many. Okay. That means this whole thing needs to go up a bit somewhere. I would ideally like it to be in the same linear area, space area there, though. So then if you go this way, which is backwards, which is fine, it means that you need to be up a bit more. Doggone it. Go here. Try this again. There. You'll go there. You get flipped. You go this way. And then you'll go in to there. And then you go straight back out again. And all those are backwards. Doggone it. Let's do copy a different stations configuration then. Not you. Not you. You. Okay. So, a boat. Module 6. Let's put it, put it here. And then we need, I forgot what the ratio was now. Let's see. Dirt. 1250, just 2 of them to 4 of them. So we need Loose modules times 2 here and here. And fluid modules, oopsie, times 2, 3, 4 here. We will also then need some tanks here. And other miscellaneous storages. Loose storage, we'll do a 3 for right now. You're going that way. And fluid storage, you're going this way. These two come together into there. Wow, I did that perfectly. How did I manage that? Let's do this. And that. And then this belt comes down 96. Wrong one. Like that. And then we need a boiler here that's going to run off of hydrogen. And it's also going to need water. Let's put the water in over here. Means maybe we put the boiler up there. Which means that these pipes are all backwards, but that's okay. We'll just run them down this side instead and feed them in. And flip them all. That one, this one, that one. Nope. I want a gas boiler. Do an electric boiler. Do this like this. I think. And then that's going to be 48 steam. Also need to have an exhaust here, and I'm just going to vent this steam. It's not worth it. You'll come out like this, and you'll go all the way down here. Plug into each one of these. And then the hydrogen, which comes out of the lower one of these. Yes. That'll come out like this. Drop into there. And then we'll need some coming this way. Also. You'll go out this way. What the hell? Like that. And then we get water in from the coastline. We only are going to need, well, less than 48 water, which is 1 water build. Where the heck do we have those at? Your 2s. Your 1s. One of these. We'll do... Oh, we don't even need that much, though. We don't even need that much. We actually only need... Put it here. Don't need any of this. That'll be handled differently. Yeah. The steam pipe that's here continues down this way and can go into this. Meanwhile, the water that's coming out of here Also should be fine as a Mark 1 pipe. And come out this way. Go into here. Like that. So we're using 2 up times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 times 16, which is 32 steam. Plus 12, which is 44 steam. And we're making 48. Excellent. Alright, so I think I can make all this so. I'm going to have to do it with Unity because we needed to get it done fast. So start with the rails here first. And then all of these things here can just go. Oops. Let's see, let's bring in trains, biomass. I'm going to make this one a lower priority. So it'll need to be empty. And then we also need to bring in rock. Here. Forgot about this part. Won't necessarily need it right away, but we'll need it eventually. You guys can shut up. Then we need to connect this here. I should have deleted and then rebuilt. Like this. Oh yeah, these get deleted as well. Oopsie. Should be good then. Unity, all that. I just thought about something we need to do before we can get this trade going, I think. Nope, F3. The other F3. There we go. We need to have this trade, this village up to at least level 2, which is this one. So we need to donate twice, which means we need to have the ship be crewed, which basically got rid of all of our people. Oh, I didn't want to build all this. Well, you're an idiot. Shoot. Alright. Alright. In that case... yeah, I have to wait for the contracts. It's fine. You can be erroneous all you want. I do need, though, a little bit of seed hydrogen in here, and hopefully have enough to do this with. Mark, welcome in. Uh-oh. You're low on fuel? Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Uh-oh. Why is this seemingly not working? Well. They're all going. I don't need this anymore. There's only one reason for it, and we've already solved it. Not that this is going to help much, but I don't know that it's going to help at all. Give me an alarm on this when it's empty. I don't know that we need this graphene either, but I don't know that we don't, so I'm going to wait on that. Well, Mark, we don't have any fuel at all. And largely that reason is, I think, because of all the fuel the rockets are using to launch. Or at least that contributed to the problem. So we need to do our fuel trading before we can start working on our breeder reactors. Oopsie. This is coming in. That's good. This is coming in. That's good. This will take a little while. There it goes. We get a little bit in here. We did. Oh, we need water here too. I forgot about that. Let's do that too. Actually, what I could have done, what I should have done, instead of doing this, turn that off. Let's just turn this on for truck delivery. All right, do we have this loaded yet? Oh, I gotta click the button. All right. How badly did I sap us of these parts? Not great, but it'll do. Too bad you can't use Unity to load the ship. That'd be nice. No, this isn't hydrogen, this is fuel gas. Ah, good. Done loading. Oh, you won't let me click on it to jump over there, huh? Go. That'll get it to level 1, then we have to do it again to get it to level 2. Good. The ship delivered the cargo to the settlement. Hopefully you're on your way back. Alright, so now we need to upgrade him one more time. Oh boy, look at that rubber banding. Ouch. Biomass. Still one train incoming. We only have one train on this loop, though, don't we? Yeah, that's fine. So less biomass is going to go here. Instead, we'll rely mostly on the mud here. It should be fine, because that's what we're prioritizing anyways, is the mud. No, actually, we are mistaken slightly. Oopsie. Should only be that one. The mud is making only 3 times 4, which is 12, though, and this needs 36. So we aren't processing near enough mud. We are processing 18 times 4, which is 72, though. How much are we making? Up to 72. Okay, well that's good. Did I do that on purpose that way? Might have. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. How you doing? Not loaded yet? Let's get loaded. There they go. Oh hey, look, there's some pipes sitting here. Let's delete those. Let's delete those and send it off. Engage. Almost like past Wally knew what he was doing. Almost. Alright, good, you delivered. So now we should be able to trade this contract. Which means that you can now sign this contract. And there we go. Load my dirt. Yep. You're gonna need more hydrogen now. Get all this going. Might be okay. It did precede all this with steam, so it might be enough to get us kicked off. Let's see, I don't have any fuel in here yet. I'm hoping you can make one trip to get us started, and then we'll feed you in with fuel. That's got to come back this way as well. I also didn't plan for. Man, slacker. Should go back this way. No! Something like that. I wasn't super happy with the way this worked. But I'll be alright. So let's just do that, Unity, please. But you're burning again. You must have delivered some more hydrogen to it. manually. I think we'll be okay, but I'm not sure. And you are still loading. Oh yeah, because we need to have now 1,500 to leave. Although we only need 1,250. I don't know how that's actually going to work. That would be 625 in each cup. Let's see if it stops at 625 and the ship leaves, or if it goes all the way to 750 in each one. But we will get back all 3,000. That'll be interesting to know, too, because I've never actually done this feature of the game before. No, ship is actually being loaded. Yeah. And I guess we need to have more biomass, which is on its way. It's going to take a while. Sure why that one was stuck. We're still doing... Oh, we got water. Okay, good. We satisfied the chickens, or they all died. One or the other. One or the other. Satisfied them. Okay, but just briefly, we mostly got a little bit of hydrogen in there. And they're alive for now, but they won't be alive for long. We need this to get done. And where are you? Pulling in. Okay, good. What I'd like to see. That should be enough to get us what we need. That's 480, which will result in 320 of more dirt. More compost, which is 640 more dirt, which will get us out of here anyway. Interesting. Wait a minute. No! Where the hell are you going with that? Oh. Oopsie. Okay, that's fine. Let's fix the other one then, too. That explains, why we didn't end up with an even 640 times 2 out of here. Here it comes. Now, do we go at 625 each, or do we go at 750 each? Either way, we should be safe enough. Yeah, the chickens are complaining again. The chickens are squawking. No, we didn't go at 625. So I'm assuming it'll come back with a little bit of dirt still left in it. 125 in each bin. I don't know that either. Almost there. Yeah, 6-month journey is fine round trip because we're only producing enough every 13 months anyway. So that'll be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I want to watch this because I don't know how this works. Settling up my dirt? No, I'm settling up my rock and my biomass. It just happens to be made into dirt first. Yeah. Either the rocket launches or just... I think the rocket launches put us over, basically. Yeah, you can see we were probably actually suffering for a long time. Ah, you're back already. Yes, there is 250 left. Good. And you're full of fuel gas. Excellent. Alright, so that's going to take 13 minutes at least to reload this back up. Probably longer because of the biomass. Probably not going to be coming in that fast, but that'll be alright. This will give us a crap ton of fuel gas, though, which should get started to be turned into hydrogen. Yes, okay. That means that I shouldn't... Shouldn't need that anymore. Yeah. We need to fuel the ship, which we are doing now. Good. Splitting this an awful lot of times, though. It may not be the best of ideas. Be alright. And, most of this hydrogen is actually going to go into the system here, with very little of it going into the trains for this first trip, unfortunately. We can, though, go ahead and add in the hydrogen here. Anyway, because it'll come in when it's ready. Full. I'm going to leave it at the same priority as what's coming out of oil right now. Whether I keep it that way or not is, I don't know. We'll see. And then we're also going to pick up carbon dioxide from here whenever we're full and deliver that to oil to be turned into whatever that's turned into. Oh, graphite. Right. All right. You unloaded all of your stuff here. At least got enough fuel in the train, or in the ship, to suffice. Don't have enough fuel for a train yet. Folks are struggling for what reason? Oh, turn that off. That's already off. Why did I have that one on and this one not on? Where did I copy those from? I copied them from here. Fertilizer. No, didn't. I copied them from... Oh, I copied them from here. And that's actually accurate. I want acid to still be accessible here. That makes sense. Alright, so you guys should chill after a little while. Oh good, you're dumping some rock down here. That's good. Nearly full again already. We get... Oh, we're still making. Okay, that's good. You guys have a little bit left, plus what's in the machines. You brought me in some more rock. That's nice of you. Biomass is inbound as well. And we have enough for 2 trains to come in. Nice. They'll come in here and get some fuel. Some much, much needed fuel. In the meantime, yeah. All of our auxiliary tanks are dead here. I think what I should do, maybe, is pause a couple of these. So that we get more of the fuel over here. And maybe not. We'll see. It'll be fine. The Quartz Deep Mine. I have given them multiple tasks to do. Because we needed the sand so badly. As you can see, this is completely starved out. I have them skimming the surface here. I'm going to actually expand that now. Because I see that we're almost to the end of what we had. And we're not even to the end of what we had. So we'll do that. And do this. And they can scoop that out too. But our sand was so far depleted that I wanted to have them focus on what we could get to, and then go back to digging the deep hole later when the time comes. Meanwhile, this is also kind of starving a bit here. Uh-oh, that's not good. Let's just take this out. So we need to dig down here pretty soon again. All right. Uh-oh. Why? Ugh. This crossing isn't doing us any favors here. I don't have anywhere to dump any dirt. Okay, let's pause for a moment. And let's put in another level here. Oops, one more. Actually, I wonder, can I just do a version of this? Like that. Almost. That out, take this out, and then just recopy this corner here. Like this. And then just recopy this corner here. This. Make it so. Yes. Also no. Not yet anyway. That. Well, maybe it'll be alright. I took this out. I want that there so I can see what I'm doing. I can take the rest of this out. It's here. It's here. Can I just do... two of these? Make you all move. Kind of. Kind of. A bit more. There you go. Make you all move. And then I can do the other ones. Like this. And like this. Okay. Now back to what I was doing before, which is fixing the wall, or finishing the wall. There we go. Unity that, please. Now at least we can move some dirt again. Oops. That ziggurat's getting tall, ain't it? Oh, good. Delete that. Delete this. Flip that back. Flip that back. Flip that back. You're still complaining about dirt and rock. That's fine. We'll get rid of it in a moment. You over here are doing well. Just get rid of the dirt. I also shortened this, by the way. It doesn't go down as far as before. I had some thoughts about it, which I don't know that we want to get into at this point, but we can get into it at some point. You are nearly full. Okay, good. Yeah, the problem is this is filling up with half the dirt that could be going into that. That's okay, because we are now full, and you can beat it. And, I think we at least took out some of that. And you're still waiting on dirt, yeah. Okay. That's fine. All the grass is growing in here, just in time for us to dump over with dirt again. Probably come across the middles here. Oh, there, I did that one. Come across the middles here. We're actually only going to be able to go up another one level, I think. And then we won't be able to go up anymore, because I need to have the walls built accordingly. That's unfortunate. That'll be the end of that ziggurat. We'll have to build another ziggurat then. Alright, as soon as you get back, we can get some more hydrogen going. And this, now, most of this hydrogen will go into the train system. We are turning So it's a little bit positive. Fuel gas to hydrogen. We're bringing in, was it 3,000? 3,000. What does that 5,000 represent? Does that represent what I have? It must represent what I have. Yeah, it does, because that's all tied up in this tank. Just 2,500. And this... Where's it at? Over here. This tank, which is 2,500. That's 5,000. So that's what I have. It's telling me what I have. Not what they have, but what I have. We're unloading now. Actually, a good chunk of this fuel's going to go into the ship too, but that's okay. Some of it will go back into making more steam. That's okay too. But a lot of it will be able to go into here this time. Alrighty. Oh, good, more biomass. That's what we need. How is our biomass supply going? Why don't I put another train on this loop? Looks like we could use another one. It's backing up, and I would rather it get used for what we're using it for than going in here and just getting burned off. So, yeah. How's copper doing? Mucho bettero. How is electronics doing? Doing all right. Let's see. Trains are training. Good. Not full yet. That was nearly full because it kept filling up after we were still trying to fill the other one up. Because it's the one that comes back a quarter or a third full. Okay, so with all that done, maybe, just maybe, fuel's in a better spot now. Alright, let's go back to 3/4 of it going this way. Maybe, just maybe, fuel's going to be in a better spot, though, soon. And we can maybe start taking a look at the breeder reactor atrocity that we intended to do today before I loaded the game up and found this. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. Should allow more trains here. Bring it up to 4. Nobody's coming in, but we can make it up to 4. It might be all queued up over here. There's 4 coming in here. It's fine. It should kind of split them evenly. Alright. So, let's hope this holds steady now. Let's find a nice blank space maybe here. Start fiddling with this nuclear stuff. I know we're going to need the breeder reactor. You do electricity, or is that the DLC? That is the DLC, which we will do. We will experiment with. After we experiment with the non-DLC base game train changes first. Because I don't want to confuse which one's which and when we talk through it, so I think we'll just do it that way. Let's see. Fast breeder reactor. There we go. So these things... The Sam hell is that doing? Oh. So this produces power and it enriches this blanket fuel, which what does that do? How do we use the enriched blanket fuel? That goes into an enrichment plant to pull out blanket fuel and core fuel. Interesting. We can also get plutonium out of it and enriched uranium out of it. Okay. Okay. Spent core fuel gets recycled into core fuel. Again, with some fission product waste. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. This is going to be painful. I can already feel it. Alright. Let's see. These guys. We want to make them out of the depleted uranium, if at all possible. No, I think we need to make these, to figure these out first. Okay, so how does this vary if we have this cranked up to maximum? Which was the 384 we saw. How does that vary the enrichment step? Maybe it doesn't. Uh-oh. Got to deal with other things. Hold on. You're done? Let's see, we need to come down that much more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. You drive here. Unpause. And let's continue with this. Go out that far. Be careful when we get over here. Oh, we don't need to go that far. Never mind. That, and then a whole lot of this. And then I need to build another wall here. All right, build that wall. Oops. There, and there, and there. Should do it. We'll have to do a little bit more in this region here. That'll be fine. This should be all right. This here, I think I'm just going to do this and that. For now, anyway. And this and that. Yeah. Low supply of copper ore. Oh. Oh. Okay. We'll rectify that then. We're not getting much copper mined at this point. Let's just do kind of similar to what we did for that quartz. Let's just go down 5 here and then just kind of skim the surface. That. One of you should be focused on copper, not you, but you. Yep. Switch you back to rock. Hard to see. There's still copper there. You're gonna need to come over here and dig at this very, very soon, my friend. Should actually go already. Although you might need to change this. Because you might be detecting enough copper there to keep you enticed. Over here. Maybe. There's a lot of copper down there still, though. So we should be okay with copper here for a while. Plus we have 2 spots. 3 spots. But we're going to need to touch some other copper pretty soon anyway. So this mine here will actually get lower priority, probably. Lower prioritized for the trains. As far as that goes. What are you doing? Loading. What are you doing? Still producing. Wait a minute. Output is full of carbon dioxide. Did I not summon a train here? I did. Do we need more trains on this loop? Maybe. Yeah, we're going to need another train here. Build that, please. Because this is producing a lot of carbon dioxide. So if Pete is watching, I wonder if this is a stable chemical reaction. Well, we don't know what type of hydrocarbon the fuel gas is. But never mind. Oh, I'm summoning 4. Right, so the third one isn't going to necessarily be full. Alright, it's fine. Good. You're here to take some of this carbon dioxide off our hands. Excellent. You still look good. You still look good. And I shouldn't have to worry about this, but it's good to check. And these are nearly full because we're not using them right now. We're having so much trouble with chicken. Eggs are a little low. Sausage is very low. Meat is also... Uh-oh, we're out of chickens. No wonder we're doing so good on chickens. Let's go to 3 here. Let's do a quick trade for chicken. These. Where do those go? Not there, but there. Let's, reallocate. There we go. How many shrinks does it take to change a light bulb? 1, but the bulb has to be ready to change. Oh, good. You're digging in there. Excellent. I can reassign you to be prioritized on copper then. Because there was rock to dig through before I could get to the copper, so it might have been the problem. God, they're going to fill that up in no time, aren't they? Yeah. Yep, we're going to need a new ziggurat pretty soon. I don't know where I'm going to put it either. Probably over here. Is that wise? Maybe not. Maybe I'll put it over here. It's not that wise either, but might have to do. I'll put it down here, I suppose. Or something. But I want it to be close to this, since this is where the trucks are picking up the dirt from. You can copy it. Yes. Well, I'll have to copy it one layer at a time, but yes. It'll only paste one layer at a time, I guess. Oh, you're back. Good. Get some more fuel. Alright. Yeah, we really need to move more carbon dioxide than we are. I could vent it, but I don't really want to. Would much rather they come and get it and use it. Because if I can use it here, and that means that I can make more graphite this way, and I don't need to make it this way with the coal. So, that's more ideal. The other end, cope with it. Oh yeah, we can cope with 144 times 8. We're currently producing here 24 times 8, 16, 32. So 144 times 8 is 1152. 24 times 32 is 768. There's some coming in from a few other random places. But that still leaves us with the ability to deal with 384. And here we're making 10 times 24, which is 240. At the moment, anyway, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 times 24, which is 240. So, I don't know entirely where the rest of it's coming from. I do know. I could look at it. I could look and see where the rest of it's coming from. Fertilizer, and then medical supplies. Fertilizer, we're making. We might be making 48 there. So 384 minus 240. 384 minus 240 minus 48. Still 96 left in the capacity. And then medical supplies over here is making actually a fair amount, I think. Maybe not. 16 times, well, 16 plus 3 times 4. Could be 16 times 2 plus 6 times 4. Let's go with that one. So minus 32 minus 24 leaves me with a capacity of 40. Still. If it becomes a problem, then I can always have another carbon dioxide refinery set up someplace. And even I could put it in here, I suppose, on the other side of these pipes here. But I can have another one set up and provide the graphite another way. But yeah, we should be able to handle all of it so far anyway. Good question, because I didn't know, because I never did the math. I just assumed that I could. Alrighty, so that makes that a little bit more stable. Let's go back to the breeder reactor conversation here. So we're still going to need to have nuclear reactors too, because we still need to have products to feed into this system, I think. But we need to figure out how we want to make these core fuels, and then how much blanket fuel we want to enrich. So the core fuels are made from either the green or the 20% uranium, which we should look at how to process. And then we can turn the blanket fuel into that. We can also turn the spent core fuels back into core fuels with this, which is very, very similar to what we're doing with recycling over here. And the greens we're currently turning into MOX. And so we'll want to keep doing this, at least to some extent, although I suspect the yellows will want to turn into blanket fuel instead. Maybe. And then we won't have any greens coming out anymore. But we can get the greens from here, from the enrichment plant, then instead. Okay, this hurts my brain already. I'd already said that once, didn't I? I think we should just go through each stage of this and figure out how it all works. And then figure out how the hell we're going to put it all together again. So let's start maybe with this enriched uranium, because we need to get rid of that. We have the reprocessed uranium. We need hydrogen fluoride, which is going to produce a crap ton more depleted uranium. And the only use we have for that is going to be the blanket fuel. We use a little bit for the plutonium to MOX reds, but for the blanket fuel. So, let's see. 2.5 becomes a half. No. 2 becomes a half, then 2.5 becomes a half. And for this, we kind of need to have maybe at least 2 of them. Okay, so chemical plant. Making this stage. And that's the only thing this is used for. It's used for compact reactors too. So we'll have to spin that off. However those work at some point. That's okay. So this will turn this into core fuel. And then in order to make these, we need to use an enrichment plant here. No, not that one. This one. And actually, we would need technically 4 of these to keep up with that. Let's pretend we're going to do 4 of these. This looks like a big oof because then we need to have 10 enriched uranium 4%. Which I think means 20 of these. Yeah. And I don't really know that we want to sustain that, although yeah, exactly, thanks. Although we do have, I mean, that's only 40 of this in. This can be expensive electrically. Said electrically, weird. And we have a small amount of this stuff already. 5,000 times 7. Times 3. 105,000 of that. So it'll take us a while to eat through it, 40 at a time anyway. It's just going to be expensive electrically to build this. But this is one such build. 10 of these, right? 20 of these? Shit. It's 1 to 5. It's 20 of these. That's one build making 4 core fuel. one of the ways. The other ways is to take plutonium, which we may or may not want to do, because we may want to keep making the plutonium into MOX instead. Oops, that makes MOX. The spent MOX is used to make blanket fuel. Do we want to keep... Oh, there's the irradiation value. Okay. Although this breeder reactor is going to produce 96 super steam per level, whereas this is producing 96 high steam per level. If we look at the power production differences there with the super, that gets us an extra 18 megawatts for every 48, so an extra 36 megawatts for every level, and then we can still do the high and the low. You just chain it even longer. So instead of one column looks like this, that's producing 6 times 4 plus 12 times 4, 18 times 4, just 72 mechanical, which gives us 60. Remember, your digestive system starts and ends with cheeks. Yes, and also the skin of your mouth, or your lips specifically, is the exact same as the skin of your anus. You're welcome. So we're able to turn 72 into 60. With the super steam, we'll be able to make per level 96 super steam, which is an additional 36 megawatts, which is 108, which would be able to turn into 90 megawatts per column, which is per level of machine. No, per 2 levels of machine. 2 levels of machine. Okay. So it makes more sense, however we do it. Try to run this as much as possible. So that means even turning the plutonium into the core fuel, because 1 plutonium makes 4 core fuel. Glad I understand it. I haven't said that I understand it yet. 1 plutonium equals 4 core fuel, and here 1 plutonium equals 2 MOX rods. 2 MOX rods generates 96 base. No, 2 MOX rods generates 384 steam, whereas 4 of these generates 96 super steam. And 384 is 120 megawatts. 96 super steam is 18, 12, and 6 quantity times 2, so that's 36, that's 72. That's only 60 megawatts. These numbers just go in one ear, not the other? No. Oh, wait. 36, that's 72. So I don't want to turn my plutonium into core fuel. I mean, it does consume the depleted uranium here too, but if my math is correct, we don't want to turn the plutonium into core fuel. We want to keep it as made into MOX rods, because we're going to get more power per rod out of this than we're getting power per core fuel out of this. Interesting. I could be effing this math up too. Okay. Back to these. So if we don't want to do that one, we're already doing this one. We're definitely going to want to do this to turn the blanket fuel back into core fuel. 8 becomes 6 and 2. We're enriching 4 at a time here. But 8 becomes 6 and 2. So that makes 6 of these, 2 of those. So definitely going to want to do that. That's another enrichment plant. Don't know how many of those we want yet, but at least one. Output from one to the next and so on. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Because this will basically just take the stuff that comes out of here. 8 at a time. Turn it into 6 that'll go back into here. And 2 that'll go back in for here to make power. But we'll have to get the balance of these right. So I don't know how we're going to do that yet. And then this process here, which we'll do to turn the spent core fuel back into regular core fuel, plus the fission product, which is what we store for later shredding once it expires. But acid, molten glass, and steel coming in here, that's not a problem. And we'll definitely want to do that, which is what we're doing over here currently. Here. We don't have steel in here, but everything else is in here. To turn the spent fuel into the reprocessed uranium here. And then the blues go into here for 1,000 years or whatever it is. And then they become shreddable. Okay. So that might be everything for core fuel then. That's how we do it. I knew there's a way. Here we go. I don't know how many of these we need either, because it's going to depend on how many of these we end up running. One of them at full power will generate 16 though. And we might as well build around full power. So one of these at full power is going to use one of the. We need one of these at full speed. Okay, so that takes care of those things. Now I think we want to take a look at these. We can douse these with the depleted uranium, which is what we're going to want to do for a very, very long time in a chemical plant to get the blanket fuel back out again. Because the more of that we can make, the better off we are, because we have so much of the depleted uranium standing. So I want to do that for a very long time. I don't know what the ratio is going to be on this either, because we can process this at no, here. You can process this at none or 1 or 3. Depending on how much steam we want to use. And how many reactors we need to sustain with this. That's also a factor. Once we run out of those, the rest of these make it from recycling. We could potentially recycle the spent fuel and the spent MOX into these rather than into plutonium. Or rather than into reprocessed uranium, which might be the better answer because, well, plutonium too. Caledorn, 72 months. A tentacle-hating heretic. Plutonium in a place the sun doesn't shine as a remedy. Maybe you could finally get a tan. Oh, I'd get a tan, all right. Just on the wrong side. Welcome in. Good to see you. Surprised you're awake at this ungodly hour. $5:30 is your usual wake up time? Yeah, but for Caledorn it's like, what is 5:30? Yeah. You and your deities, you need to go to bed now? Alright. News tomorrow. Yeah. I get it. I'm just an idiot, Craspian. That's how things go. The reprocessed uranium's getting used here to make core fuels. Have a good sleep, Caledorn. Thanks for the lurk. Remind me in a future life that I do not want to be a nuclear engineer. Everybody remind me. All right, so these are basically 1-to-1. And then I can turn them like that. So we have to keep filling these in because we're turning those into these, basically. I think nuclear is the most complex part of captive industry, and I think it turns a lot of people off. Yeah, and that's the first part of nuclear that we were doing. Oh boy, you're out of fuel now. Most people don't even make it this far to this part of nuclear. Ooh, that's full again. Okay. We're actually filling back up. Let's pause these and force some more of that fuel this way then. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't mind complexity. I just, yeah. So 6 of these versus effectively 8 of those. 6 of these gets divided by 4, then divided by 5, and then doubled. So 6 becomes 6 divided by 20 times 2, which is 12 divided by 20, a little more than half of a core fuel in the end. And then I can turn blanket fuel into core fuel by enriching it and then dividing it by 4. I'm better off turning the spent fuel into blanket fuel then. We need one of those. Doing that step. And then we also need to make, to do the spent MOX one, which is basically the same. So that'll be fine. Are we looking at this one? Is this one better or is that one better? This is 8, so doubling that's 16. This is 6, so doubling that's 12. This is 2, so doubling that is 4 versus 2, 20%. It's a wash. Interesting. And it cost me less than half the power. So why would I need to make enriched uranium? Oh, to make compact reactors. Otherwise, I don't have to add in salt. And I can get the same amount of core fuel out of it in the end. By just doing the enrichment plant step specifically. Which is this one, which we already have. Okay. What's next? Plutonium. We talked about that a little bit. I think it makes sense to keep using it for MOX rods. Because then we can consume some of this depleted uranium. Could be wrong on that front. But I think so. I don't think we're not gonna continue doing this step though. So when we need plutonium to make MOX rods, we're gonna have to do this step here. Which is fine. I'm basically turning 4 blanket fuel into 2 MOX rods. Whereas here, I'm turning 4 blanket fuel into 4 core fuel. Okay. The only reason I need MOX rods, though, is if I want to have spent MOX, which I don't really feel like I need. Because we're getting the same result whether we process MOX or regular fuel. So the only other reason is if for some reason the MOX is cheaper to make than the uranium fuel rods, than these ones here. And then in that case we would fuel our base nuclear by MOX instead of by regular fuel rods. Because I think we're still going to need to run this, I think, off of uranium. Although I'm becoming less and less certain of that thought. We may not need it. We may need it to start up with, but I don't know that we need it long term. Because I think we just need it to kick off making some of these so that we can recycle them. Plus to make some of these so we can recycle them. Ah, this is why. Eventually, once we run out of depleted uranium, we're going to want to use yellow cake, which is made from uranium. That's this part here. So we may not need base nuclear anymore long term. We take the yellow cake, which is made here. So we skip this. We don't do this step. We're not skipping it. We're just not doing this step. We're enriching it differently with the yellow cake going into the blanket fuel. And then we process the blanket fuel. We enrich the blanket fuel in the reactor, in the breeder reactor. And then we get core fuel out of it by stepping it back down again. Man. Okay. And that'll be after we process all this shit as best we can. Alright, what else unlocked with this research that we did? Here. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Anything I missed? No. If we go back, though, to this other nuclear here. What here have we not done? Just this enrichment step? Or 2 steps? Yep. And then this one here. We've done all these. Yeah, okay. So, I think that's everything we need for this. So it's not, maybe not as complicated as I originally thought. Still complicated as shit. But maybe not as complicated as I originally thought. Because we really only have like 4 products here. 4 items here. These 4. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what the scale of this is. So at least in theory, we do not need traditional nuclear. We can make everything we need out of the yellow cake for blanket fuel. So we'll eventually be able to shut down the original nuclear plant and replace it with this. If that's the case, though, then we're not going to get any more MOX fuel or spent MOX fuel, spent fuel. We'll have to process those down. But once we process them down into blanket fuel, we'll be golden. We'll have to get rid of the fission product. That'll be fine. Those will go away eventually anyway. We'll process as much of this depleted uranium as we can. And that goes away. When that's all gone, then we'll have to be able to make the yellow cake one. We have to make some of these to begin with, which means that we have to process the fuel into those to begin with, which is not a problem. We'll process the MOX fuel into those to begin with. That'll give me those, and then we feed them into the breeder reactor to make them into enhanced, and then we're off and running. We'll need to have a few core fuels made, though, to start with, which we should be able to do by doing this step here, this tiny step here, to get us enriching, which means we can then enrich the blanket fuel and be okay that way. So we're going to then want to use the plutonium to make core fuel, because we're not going to want to make MOX out of it. Even though the MOX might be a little bit better cost-wise or usage-wise, if we're not going to run base nuclear, then we don't need this anymore. So we'll have to make these into core fuel, so we should do that also. And And then once we have blanket fuel enriched, we can start making core fuels this way whenever we need to. So we'll have to figure out the priority system for all of this. Which ones get used first, which parts of the factory are only temporary, whether temporary means the rest of the game or not. But eventually we'll run out of this enriched uranium, or reprocessed uranium rather. Eventually we'll run out of depleted uranium, so we won't be able to run this anymore. Once that all happens, then we'll be down to just making the yellow cake, which the only waste product that has is toxic slurry. And the toxic slurry just means slag. Yeah. So that'll be fine too. Okay. But for now, we're going to leave this here because I need a fresh brain to piece all this together properly. And I may think about it some between now and, what's today, Saturday? Now and Tuesday. So I might have a little bit of a head start. Brain needs cooling, yes. I might get a little bit of a head start on that. Why is sludge still being slow? I need another sludge. Did I make another sludge train? I thought I did. Obviously I didn't, but I thought I did. We're just probably burning it off now, aren't we? Oh yeah, burning it off for sure. Yeah, brain needs cooling for sure. So I think, yeah, we'll leave this here for now. Let the rockets do their things still. We could do some research, I suppose. Let's take a look at what we might want to do for research next. We could take a look at Rockets 2. Oh, not do that game. Thank you. Rockets 2 here. Presumably it just has a bigger cargo capacity. Yeah, 120 cargo capacity versus 40. Also, it can haul up to 12 people versus 4 or 6 or whatever. Let's go ahead and queue that up. We could also work towards space probes, which was one of the things we need plutonium for. We could eventually do that. We could also do things like this recycling edict. That needs space research points too. We probably should increase our recycling at some point. Crop yields wouldn't hurt. Rainwater yield wouldn't hurt. Reduction of water consumption in settlements wouldn't hurt. Tree growth speed, we could do some, but whatever. Unity capacity, housing capacity, offices. We still haven't looked at offices at all. Bonus to vehicle limit, we don't really need. Fuel usage, we could always use. Rocket capacity bonus, we could always use. Maintenance production bonus, world mine efficiency, and solar power production. So we have a lot of these infinites we can do. None of these require space science. The only ones that do, actually, I think, are this one. None of these here. Only really just a few things. Basically everything connected to this one. This one and that one. This one and that one. And that one. None of the infinites require space science. Interesting. So we'll actually be able to downgrade our space station after a while. But anyway, let's leave this here for now. We'll figure this all out next time, or start figuring it out next time. Anyway, get it all pieced together, and we'll see what happens. Maybe space research will be for meteor asteroids. No, that is once we get this, the boosters. Well, maybe we have to have our space station upgraded in order to use the boosters. That could be. Maybe we have to upgrade it further yet. But otherwise, I'm not sure what the space research points are useful for. We'll have to figure that out in the future. But for now, let's find ourselves a raid target and get out of here. Let's see. Let's raid Dragonheart again. Playing satisfactory. Let's see. So tomorrow night, come and join us for Sunday Shenanigans. That is Jeff, Lana, possibly IT, and myself. We'll be playing Alchemy Factory, so you want to check that out. Also, check out the YouTube for more content. I'm back to Alchemy Factory solo, starting tomorrow. Yeah, recorded today. So, yep. Cheek swelling, brain damaged. So come back for that, or come stop by for that. We do premieres at noon Eastern time every day. And then check out the Discord as well, where you can find channels talking about various types of games. Any game you want to talk about, you're welcome to talk about. Plus, we talk about other things like technology. We share memes. We make fun of Caledorn, and we also have a game night on Friday nights. Beyond that, once again, Caledorn, thank you for the resub. And everybody, or Jonathan, thank you for the redeems, or everybody, thank you for the redeems, and also the chats. And we will see you all again tomorrow for Sunday Shenanigans, and then next week for more Captain of Industry. Thanks for coming, and have a good one. Bye for now.